Tonight, should priests be having sex with nuns?
What if there was a pornographic movie that depicted a nun orgy?
Our Father who art in heaven, debate be thy name right here on Crossballs.
Comedians posing as experts.
Pot is good for everyone.
Women are designed for sex.
Hunting is self-defense.
I drive drunk all the time.
Debating real people.
I'm not gay.
It's totally immoral.
Who don't know the show is fake.
That's a lie. You're an idiot. Die.
Out of the crossfire, beyond hardball. This is Crossballs.
I'm Chris Tallman. Tonight's topic, religion in America. Who's watching the flock when priests go all the way? First up, ex-priest and head of the reform group Spirituality on Updating the Lord, Andrew Richards. Also with us is the president and founder of Catholic Online, Michael Galloway. Question of the day. There's a lot of negative publicity in the press about the Catholic Church. Does something need to be addressed? Michael, let's start with you.
You know, we have these wonderful teachings, which are called the social doctrine, the social teachings of the church. We have these wonderful teachings, but we don't have distribution.
So there's a problem sort of getting a uniformity to it. Andrew, how do you respond?
I think what we need to do is give people a chance to come in, get what they want out of their church-going experience, and go. Why can't we give communion to people on their way out the door, out to the pulpit? Seriously.
Well, you can't be sure. I mean, is that true? Should we have shorter masses? Should we have communion on the way out?
I completely disagree. The church has what's called tradition of the Catholic Church. It's a mass. It's a sacrament to receive the Holy Eucharist. This country was founded on Judeo-Christian ethics, these moral values. We seem to have lost them.
We have seen the number of people who observe Lent going down steadily year after year. We have worked, my group, with a Catholic dietitian to come up with something we call the Lent diet plan. If you are depriving yourself of something anyway for that period of time, why not lose a little weight? We're saying lose 20 pounds in 40 days. This is going to be so popular, we're going to have non-Catholics observing Lent to lose the weight.
Now you commercialize the word Catholic.
You know what? What's wrong with that? It is a service. We provide a service to our parishioners, and they do pay for it. You know,
service of truth. I mean, the church is not a dietary, you know,
I'm not saying that losing weight is the mission of the church. I'm saying that it can be one of the tools to get people more invested in the church.
Mr. Richards actually brought some footage he shot of one of these updated services. Now, tell us what we're about to see.
Okay, yeah. One of our great ideas is something that we call Midnight Communion. And the idea is that Saturday night at midnight, which is the beginning of Sunday, let's take communion then and usher in Sunday with a celebration.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Sunday! Yeah, drink up. Let's go. It's Sunday.
May this wine represent Christ's sacrifice and to give you new life.
Great. All right. Nice. I like that. Come on, chug it for us. Come on. New life. New life. New life. New life.
Before the rooster crows today, you will disown me 3 times. And he went outside and wept bitterly.
Book of John.
Oh, no, it's Luke.
Oh, come on. That's when Peter forsakes Jesus. Come on, that's Luke. You gotta know that. Drink up. You're gonna get wasted.
Hair. Mary.
Okay.
John the Baptist.
No.
First word.
Virgin.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Michael, what did you think about that?
Well, you know, I like playing ping pong, too. I don't know. That's just kind of stupid. That has nothing to do with being Catholic.
There are those who have said that a lot of what Jesus said was the wine talking. Now that's... Come on! People can relate to that.
Now you know why he's not a priest anymore, guys.
Well, I'm not a priest anymore. Listen, people can relate to that is my point, okay? And we can say Jesus was one of us. He was one of us, and he wasn't perfect.
Isn't that just going to sort of corrupt the image of Catholics a little bit?
Sacrilegious is what it's called.
There you go, and that's one of those words that just says, I know what I'm a real Catholic, and you're not a real Catholic. Why don't we create new traditions for the new era? Why don't we say that you can have a divorce ceremony in a church wherein the rings are returned to the best man, the bride is given back to her father, the flower girl now has a basket of dead flowers. We can do this. We can create create new traditions.
In the Catholic Church is a sacrament, just like receiving the Holy Communion.
You know, why do people have to wait until the weekend to confess their sins? With today, everybody has a cell phone. Why, if you're about to engage, seriously, if you're about to engage in premarital sex, or if you're masturbating, give a priest a call and, you know, let them listen in and judge how big of a sin this is and take appropriate action.
Let them listen in? Did you hear what he just said?
Let's use new technology and get this confession over with while you're committing the sin.
The guy's a voyeur. I don't know. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, are you suggesting that you want to listen in to people about to have sex and masturbate? Is that what you're saying? Oh, God. What can we do to stop occurrences of sexual abuse of minors by priests?
The fact is that well over 90% of the cases have been documented that it's not pedophilia, it's homosexual acts with consenting adults.
But
or teenage.
Yeah, but teenage, if you're less than 18, that's not an adult, right?
No, that's not
That's
an
the
adult.
definition of adult.
Sure. The word molestation, it has now been just thrown around in every circumstance. Every time a priest looks at a boy funny now, it's molestation. Father Flynn, Father Flynn threw the ball at me too hard. I'm molested. Father Flynn shampooed my hair too rough. I'm molested. I feel like I've heard them all.
Shampooed my hair too rough?
Yes.
What do you... If you're talking about a priest giving a kid a shampoo, I mean...
Well, I'm talking about a specific instance at a retreat, and
That is outrageous. That is outrageous, isn't it, Michael?
I've never heard of it, but...
Okay. Well, you would have to know the circumstances before you go judging it. But listen, what is molestation but too much love sometimes? I mean, yes, sometimes it's inappropriate. Sometimes it's inappropriate activity, and sometimes it's not inappropriate activity, and everything gets lumped into this category. Yes, you know what? It has been said that 1 out of every 25 priests in the past 50 years may have abused, okay? But you know what? Actually, I do think that the church needs to get out there with the glasses half full side of that, which is that 24 out of 25 priests have not molested. Priests who have not molested should wear a button. I don't molest. There should be signs. There should be signs up at church saying there has not been a molestation here in however many days, like they have on the factory floor with injuries.
It's a great opinion, but your opinion doesn't mean much.
The fact of the matter is that priests do need a sexual release. So if we're going to say to them, as we should, that you should not be attracted to young boys, we need to give them a substitute, okay? So what I'm saying is the church can hire male dwarves to role play as children. And to make themselves available to priests, because we have to give them a substitute if we're going to say that you can't do this. What can they do?
That's absolutely wrong, right? Tell them.
You know, I'm almost 50 years old, and I've just heard something I never heard before.
Yeah, I agree with you. Great. Let me ask you this.
That's what I'm here.
Coming up, a teacher who feels kids need to know atoms from Adam. How does a volcano work?
It's the devil throwing up.
Stay tuned. Welcome back. Tonight's topic, religion. Joining us now is the California State Director for American Atheists, Dave Kong, and a teacher who teaches creationism at Fordman High School, Jerry Davis. Does prayer have a place in our schools? Dave?
No. It's coercing students who otherwise wouldn't pray into praying to please their teacher or to succumb to peer pressure. And those who object to prayer are singled out. They're harassed. They're taunted.
All right. Jerry, how do you respond?
Okay, Chris, we don't have prayer in schools right now, and look at the conditions our schools are in. You know? These kids should be praying, and if they don't want to pray, then they can go sit in the corner. They can go sit in the corner.
Sit in the corner?
In my class, we call it the heathen corner.
Hey, say it again?
In my class, we call it the heathen corner.
The heathen corner? Kids who don't pray?
I want my kids to be interested in religion. I want them to learn about it.
Well, that is incredibly insulting to my lifestyle philosophy. And for one thing, we are not a nation under God. We are a nation governed by a constitution.
Absolutely.
Do you know how much power prayer has? Do you know that 30 kids praying can cure one homosexual?
Whoa. Wait a second. Can cure a homosexual? Is that what you're saying? That homosexuality is a disease?
Unfortunately, a lot of people of faith do feel that way, and you know what? That's counterproductive, certainly to the Catholic Church. So I'll tell you what, when the collection plate is passed around, I would like them there because they have an enormous amount of disposable income, and the same is true of the Jews.
Wait, whoa!
You're building walls, and you're saying, keep you out, keep you out.
And you just want, but you don't want these people in because they're people of faith, because you want them part of your flock. You're saying you just want them because you want their money, and that's it?
Money for good works, money for charitable works around the world, yes.
I don't know. I can't swallow it. Let's move on. For years, debate has raged over the science of evolution versus the beliefs of creationism. Should religion play a part in what is actually taught in school? Jerry.
It most definitely should play a part, and we have to teach our kids the idea of evolution. If we're teaching them that, we also should teach them creation.
Science classes are for legitimate scientific theories, and
So
I see no solid basis for creationism. Science takes data, gathers its data first, and then based on that data comes to conclusions, whereas creationism already has its conclusion that there's a God, a supernatural God, and I don't see that as being science
I see
at
evidence
all.
of God every day, and the whole idea of evolution is a silly, ridiculous idea. Okay?
Back it up. Why?
Look, you know, I'm a giraffe, and I want to reach the leaves at the top of the tree, so I want to grow my neck 3 feet longer. That's ridiculous to me. I want to play forward for the Knicks, you know, but I can't grow myself to 6'9" and get 12 rebounds a game.
But that's not how evolution.
Religion doesn't have an answer. You pull God into it, like that somehow makes it all right. You know?
I don't know the answer. Just
that's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. The idea, Homo erectus. You ever heard that term?
Yes.
Only a godless scientist will come up with some filthy term like that, taking two filthy words and putting them together. I don't want some erect homosexual running around.
No, that's not at all. That's not what it's in reference to. It's in reference to human beings. All right, now, Mr. Davis has brought with him a creationist teaching video that he's gotten in hot water for showing you one of his classes. Now, let's take a look at this.
So what did you learn in school today, Ben?
We learned about atoms.
And what did you learn?
That they make up everything in the world. They're made out of 3 different parts: protons, neutrons, and electrons.
Ben, your teacher was right about some things. Atoms do make up everything in the world. But your teacher was wrong about what those 3 things are. And those 3 things are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
But that's not what the teacher said.
Ben, where do we find God in the world?
Everywhere.
So how could he not be in the atom?
I guess teacher doesn't know everything.
Ben, there's only one person that knows everything.
But Jesus, that means you're in the atom too.
All right. Dan, what do you think of the video?
I thought it was disgusting.
Why?
You've got Jesus in there talking science, and I mean, come on, this is just laughable.
And he's completely taking apart, atomic theory, basically, saying that it's all about God. How do you respond to that, Jerry?
How do we know that atoms aren't tiny angels?
What? And
that's why they're so powerful. That's why atomic bombs are so powerful. And people get radiation sickness because they get too much of love in them. Jesus' love in them. These are things that we can explore through a creationist's eyes instead of through a heathen eye.
Wait. Well, look into a microscope. See if you see any little wings and some halos floating around. There's nothing there. They're atoms, for crying out loud.
I don't know what angels look like any more than you do.
We have with us here a quote from the song Damn the Preacher that Dave Kong wrote and used to perform with his band Sin. Now let's take a look at that. Mr. Kong's song lyrics read, I'm quoting here, "Damn the preacher, burn him, roast him, cook him, stomp him like a hog. He's no teacher, just a dog. Damn the preacher. I want to see him burn in hell."
You wrote that?
I did write that.
Now, Jared.
Why do you refer to hell if you don't believe it?
I never saw Sin on any of the Billboard charts, so I think that somebody is angry at God for being a sucky band.
Is there any truth to that?
Well, we might have sucked. That's entirely possible.
Maybe the power of prayer might have gotten you to the top of the charts.
I completely doubt that. You know, basically,
you named your band Sin with a snake on it. What kind of nonsense is that? Why does he want to stomp on me like a hog? You know, I don't wish bad things for you, except that you go to hell and burn forever if you don't.
All right, coming up, religion in public, Christianity or Christy insanity.
My group has come up with something called the crucifix-a-thong, and it teaches young girls that it's what's underneath that really counts.
More Crossballs when we return. Welcome back. Tonight's topic, religion in America. With us now via satellite is a lawyer who's been very active in the field of religious harassment, Matthew Leeds. Are we praying or being preyed upon? Matthew.
Let's talk about the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right.
Under God, No, I'm not under God. I'm one nation under Canada. That's something I can see. I can't see God. I can see Canada. I can see that we're under Canada, okay? I don't want to have to say under God in that part of the pledge. When I get to that part of the Pledge of Allegiance, it should remain silent, or people should be able to fill in their own belief. One nation, staying fit. One nation, keeping it real. One nation, go Nets. Something tangible.
Michael, what do you think about that? Removing God from...
People are trying to deny the fact that we're a Christian nation, founded by Christian fathers that had the foresight and the forethought to write this most wonderful Constitution.
Forethought, the forefathers, the foreskin, the fore whatever, okay? Let me tell you about our forefathers. Our forefathers were stupid, okay?
God bless you.
Matthew.
Don't God bless me. God bless you. Do not God bless me. I do not accept your God blessing. You might as well say Easter Bunny bless me.
All right, Matthew, you're trying to come up with a new rating system, isn't that right?
That's not far enough, even the warning. We need a 5-second delay on all live sporting and awards events because so many of these actors and athletes feel they have to thank God after everything they win. We need to bleep that out. That's why we need a 5-second delay. We need to bleep that out. I don't want to hear you thanking God. And frankly, when athletes thank God, it's an insult to coaches everywhere. The coaches made you win, not God.
Michael, you just said that's a freedom of expression, isn't it?
We do have freedom of expression in this country still.
Yeah.
All right, then can the athletes say, "Hey, we won the game because I f***ing good last night"?
Hey, all right.
Freedom of expression. Freedom of expression, Chris.
Please. Yeah.
Freedom of expression, Chris. That's equally as offensive to me. Him forcing his God in my face. And believe me, God does not like Halle Berry's acting.
That's subjective. All right, now look, what are you saying? That's completely ridiculous. And please, Matthew, if you can just refrain from swearing on the show as much as possible.
If he refrains from saying God, I will refrain from swearing. Every time he says God, I will swear.
But you actually are trying to remove people from saying God as a curse?
It perturbs me when people curse using an authority that doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense. God damn. If you're going to say something, say... use a real authority. Say cop damn, police damn. If you're going to say something about someone going to hell, hell doesn't exist. Say something that exists. Go to prison cell. That makes sense.
Answer his question. Does that make any... Someone says replaces go to hell with some other phrase. How do you feel about that?
It doesn't bother me a bit. It's nonsensical.
Well, I wish you would go to prison cell.
Oh, come on, Matthew.
I do.
Matthew, I'm going to have to ask you, stop picking on him, please. All right, we've got to move on. Next issue. I understand you're currently representing a child who you claim was the subject of religious harassment at his school.
These kids, they only know one German word. What is it? Gesundheit. So when someone sneezes instead of saying God bless you, they say Gesundheit. These Jewish kids do not want to hear some Nazi command barked at them when they're in a moment of weakness. If they fall, you're going to say, "Raus, Juden, raus!"
If it was left up to you, we wouldn't even communicate anymore.
No, I just want you to stop blessing me, sir.
It's nonsensical.
I want you to answer the Gesundheit comment. You can't answer any comments. You just have your prepared little speeches. Answer my Gesundheit accusation, mullet man.
Yeah, I will. There is an old joke that says when somebody sneezes, a religionist person just says God bless you, an atheist hands you a Kleenex.
Yes, thank you. Exactly.
All right, we got to move on. Coming up, what do we get when we Google God? Stay tuned. On the next Crossballs. Does the world need fat people?
Fat people are jolly. We have great laughs.
Feel right?
Welcome back. Tonight's topic, religion in America. Joining us now via satellite is the head of spiritual initiatives, Mary Mueller. Now, you've been working on a controversial new project to determine the nature of God. Tell us a little bit about that.
We created a website designed to intake information from all religions to shed light on exactly who or what God is. And we called this website Godster.
All right, now we actually have some images taken from your Gobster website.
Well, it was designed to create a God that everyone can finally agree on. And it started really beautifully. I mean, religious scholars gave this God tenets of Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism. As a result, the computer was able to give this new God the positive attributes of all religions. This God had the kindness of Buddha, the forgiveness of Christ, and the wisdom of Vishnu. Now, as you can see, these new attributes formed a new physical image of God.
All right, now, Michael, in your opinion, is this a valid way to determine the nature of God?
No, not at all.
Why not?
It's nonsensical. You know, most religions believe that they are the true religion, you know? So,
so swirling them all together doesn't make any sense to you?
It's just like the wars that religion has caused throughout the centuries. It's not going to happen right now.
Now, after the site had been up for quite a while, gathering more and more information, all of a sudden it exploded in popularity, and we couldn't have been more pleased. The site had become more popular specifically with 14-year-old boys. This is the perfect picture of God now, according to the people using the site most often. As you can see, this God has propeller nipples. It has a flat head on which to put a beer, and it is, in general, a very hot lady. God suddenly got huge, life-giving breasts and Doberman heads for hands. It eats cars and wields its powerful laser with a mighty fist.
I don't even feel like I need to ask. Michael, is this an accurate representation of who God really is?
It's not even a good video game.
No.
It's a move forward, though. Don't you agree that this is a move forward?
No,
that this is an opportunity to find out what people want from God and to give it to them?
It's not what people want.
All right, we got to go. We'll see you next time when more experts get caught between the crossballs. Good night.
Damn.
Precious.
Tonight, an indecision update.
With the Democratic Party now in the spotlight, many people are wondering, yes, this just in, I'm sorry, terror warning.
The Daily Show with Jon Stewart tonight at 11 on Comedy Central.